Well, there's an old saying up here. It says you plant potatoes on Good Friday. Well, it's April 20th today. I don't think we're planting potatoes. What in the world? You know, if this keeps up, I'm gonna have to get the snowblower out. Probably got 4 inches, I would guess, 4 or 5 inches. Well, it's helping with the muddy paws, at least. Although it's so wet and heavy, I don't think it'd even blow. It's pretty out though. I actually thought I was done with firewood for the season. Silly me, huh? I guess we're gonna have to fill up both of the little wood boxes here. Ooh. On tonight's menu is pork chops, scalloped potatoes, or cheesy gratin potatoes, whichever one has the cheese in it, and some Brussels sprouts. Probably should have taken these skins off, but I kind of like skins. That's where the nutrients are, right? As they say. Then I put these in a cast iron pan with some olive oil, some salt, some garlic powder. Probably isn't the best knife for this, but so it was dirty from the potatoes, so might as well keep using it. Less dishes to wash. Scalloped potatoes are all ready to go. That's hot. I think it was 400 degrees in there. There we have it. Brussels sprouts with balsamic and garlic powder, salt and pepper, scalloped potatoes, and some good old shake and bake pork chops. Opened up the shed door and about got accosted by old Red. I see you over there. And the lake is back, as expected. I kind of want to check that game card. I'm not sure how deep the lake's going to be. Looks like I've had ducks swimming around in here. You know, I think we're going to take the long way around. Well, this is the last chance for the sap. If it doesn't run this week, we're calling it. But look at this. Looks like we might be boiling this week, boys and girls. We got any drips going, or? We have to go get a clean bucket and start ferrying this back. Yep, looking good. Looks like my ones on the big tree over here are doing pretty good too. Across the creek. Uh-oh, last one fell down. The other one looks pretty full. I think we'll go get the bucket. This is the wet heavy snow that breaks branches. There's probably going to be some people that will have some power lines down and run out of power, but you never have to worry about that when you don't have grid power. So I decided I'm going to empty these bags and I'm going to kind of taste them as I go. And if they taste fine, which means they don't really have a strong flavor or an off taste, then I'm going to filter them and we're going to try to boil tomorrow. Probably. We're just going to kind of go from there and see what happens. If it tastes off, I'm not going to collect it. Yeah, look at that poor white pine. That one snapped already. Tastes fine to me. Doesn't have a flavor, so I think that's good. Problem with it being so warm is like some flies in the sap, which isn't good. But we'll filter it all and it'll be just fine. Oh, whoa! Almost did the splits there. Ooh, this one's a good one. I pulled this bucket off of that double tree, and when I tasted it, it definitely tastes different than the other ones. It tastes tinny or minerally. So this is why I was a little bit concerned, because that tree is in the south sun. So it probably had some warmer temperatures in the last couple days. So we're gonna go ahead and dump this pail and we'll try that one again tomorrow. And that tree might be done already, unfortunately. But we got about 5 gallons so far. And it's about 50 gallons. It's about 50 gallons per gallon of syrup. So if we got 5 gallons, we got a tenth of that. You can kind of see the debris in there, and these little fruit type flies. That's the problem with it getting 65, 75 degrees, is all the insects hatch and come out. But now we shouldn't have to worry about that the next several days, so the sap should get cleaner as we go. Just under 5 gallons of some really nice and clean maple water, and we will come back on this tomorrow and hopefully start boiling. Hard to believe fishing season on open water opens in 3 weeks. Welcome to spring in Minnesota, April 20th. 30 degrees and it's snowing again. But we're getting some sap. I'm excited. We're gonna boil tomorrow. We don't have much to boil, but the garbage can that I plan to put it in, I thought it was a brand new can and I completely forgot that I used to use it about 2 summers ago to put the garbage bags in. So needless to say, it is not ready to go to hold edible liquid at this point. So unfortunately, so I'm just gonna have to hand carry the buckets and pour them in one at a time. It should be all right though. I'd do it tonight, but I'm just gonna be fighting the temperature all night. Just gonna be adding water to the sap with this snow. All right, we're gonna go in and we're gonna go in and get some stuff done inside, and hopefully this snow stops pretty soon. That goofball is out there just hanging out in the snow. Whew, I'm soaking wet. Come here, bud. You can use this melting snow to clean up some of the mud from your paws. Huh? Should we do that? We are getting about as simple as you can get tonight. We're just throwing some baked potatoes and some tin foil. We're throwing them right in the wood stove. Good morning. We have a winter wonderland outside, so I have lots of work to do today moving snow. So I thought I'd have a nice hearty breakfast of some good old fried eggs and toast and thick slab bacon. And April 21st, and we are back into the throes of winter and snow. I am so over this. So over this. You know, I kind of just want to leave it, just out of spite. But I can't do it. I got to move the snow. Yep, that's what we got to do. We got to move the snow. Book, book. Let's get this stove operational. You know, I'm torn with how much snow I want to move because underneath the snow is mud and water, and the snow actually helps to absorb the water a little bit, so I don't want to move too much snow out of here. I should wipe these out. They got a little dust in them. It's deceptively bright out today, even though the sky is cloudy. I almost need sunglasses. So the clouds must be thinning out, which would be really nice after 3 days of snow and cloudy gloom. So one of you last video who knows much more about stoves than I do, two of the comments that I got, which I really took to heart, was one, to have a door on the front, and 2, to have a higher chimney stack for a better draft. Well, I didn't think I was going to be boiling this week, so I didn't get an extra chimney stack or a door, but I think I'll just use this makeshift piece of tin, and that should suffice at least to block the wind, and plus I can regulate the draft up and down if I really want to, I feel I need to. Alright, we're going to start this out and see how it goes. Hopefully I don't regret not letting this fire die down a little bit more, but... So my idea is I'm going to have a warm-up pan that's separate from the boiling pans, just so that I can pour it into the pans and it won't completely kill the boil. Hopefully, that's the objective anyway. I'm not going to fill it too full because this is still an experiment at this stage, and we're going to see if this works or if it doesn't. And maybe we'll get a little boil out of it too. I don't know. All right, time for a Diet Coke. Well, we're getting a little steam in the one pan already. So it's a good sign. How's our fire doing? Ooh, okay, so that tin is going to be hot. I got to keep that in mind. I think we're going to leave it. Everything seems to be going pretty well right now. So I think we're just going to let it go for a little bit. I'm getting some smoke and heat out of the stack. That's good. Next year I have to remember, like you said, to get an extra pipe to get a little better draft. And definitely I'm going to make a door with a opener on it for sure. But this was my first year doing this and trying to make an actual stove instead of just using cinder blocks. So everything is a work in progress, and my goal for this season is to just have, even if I can just get a few pints of syrup. I'm guessing what I have today is probably going to be like 1 pint in the end, but ideally I would like to supply the entire year's worth of syrup from the land for use here at the land. And I think that's a pretty obtainable goal for sure. I don't have a ton of big maples on my land, but I have hundreds or even thousands of acres of public land around me, so I definitely have access to big maples. But problem with this year is the snow is just so deep that you couldn't get to a lot of them. Well, with snowshoes you could, but I didn't really want to, until I knew they were running, it really wasn't worth the effort. Every bit of maple water that I have is now on the stove. So I think now that my pail is empty, we're going to make the loop and see if we have any fresh sap for today. Well, this is how we're looking so far. We're down, this is just plain snow water in this pan. So that one's done, and this is the final batch. So out of about 8.5 to 9 gallons, we're down to probably about 2 gallons maybe, I would guess at this point. We're running about 200 degrees, so we need to get up to 213 to start, and then we're probably going to finish it off in the house. Go, River, come on, come on. All right, we are going to take our syrup off of the heat. We are right where we want for temperature, about 217. We've got our jars heating up. They were already brand new, so they're sterilized, but I don't want to put 215, 220 degree syrup into a 70 degree jar. That would not go well. So we got them heating up. Get that hot water on top of that lid so if there's any bacteria that floated down on there in the last couple of minutes prior to opening them, that they're okay. This is going to be the use immediately jar. All right. Let those rest and get back to cooking dinner. Tonight I am making some fish tacos with some perch that I caught ice fishing this winter. And in this corner, black-eyed peas with pork shoulder and bacon and onion. Ooh-wee, we got a feast tonight. Fresh caught fish tacos. With a little sour cream, some cabbage, mango, little hot sauce, avocado. It's kind of fun to think that I spent the afternoon making maple syrup from the land. And then tonight for supper, I am having fish that I caught from the wild. And we gotta have little Frankies. Gotta have little Franks there too. All right, let's give this a shot. Now, I'm not even waiting to sit down to try this. I've been looking forward to these all day long. The only thing that would have made these better is if I would have deep fried the fish. But to be honest, I didn't want to go through the hassle of heating up oil and the mess with the grease and everything else. So anyway, I'm going to get eating. So I will catch you guys tonight. Looks like we might have some clear skies for once. So maybe we'll spend some time outside tonight. Well, it was a good day. Although I only got a pint and a half of finished maple syrup. I got to try out the new stove. I got to tap trees on my own land. I would have liked to have gotten a lot more and done another boil, but I have a commitment for a beaver job on Monday, and so I'm going to need to leave for a little bit and do that. And unfortunately, that's probably going to be during that 1 week window when the taps are going to be absolutely running crazy. But what are you going to do, right? So anyway, we did not get skunked after all. And even though we only got a little bit of finished product, I'm counting that as a win. Next year, I'm going to be this much further ahead with modifications to the stove, knowing which trees to tap right off the bat, having multiple trees marked. So I'm counting this up to a learning year. And all I can say is we take what we learn and we use it forward. It's already almost 11 o'clock, so I think we're going to hit the hay here very soon. So I will catch you guys in the morning. Good night. Goodbye, tiny cabin. Thanks for the memories. Thanks for the syrup. We will see you very soon. Well, as always, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate all of you. And I just want you to know, I realize that there are hundreds and thousands of videos that you can spend your time watching, but you choose to spend a moment of your life hanging out with me and the old River Dog. And I appreciate that, and that fact is not lost on me. So every time you take the time out of your day to comment or to leave a like or subscribe to the channel, I realize that there's a lot of other channels that you could choose to spend your time with, and I just really appreciate you. But as for now, we have to head back to the river house for a couple days because I have a beaver job that I have to do for a farmer. But don't worry, because I will see you very soon.